Reports from the United States that one of the two attackers accused of killing 14 people at a mass shooting in California posted an online statement pledging allegiance to the leader of the so-called Islamic State militant group, Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi. The pledge was apparently made by the female shooter, Tashfeen Malik, on Facebook using a different name. Well, our correspondent in Washington, Gary O'Donoghue, gave me an update.
One of the attackers, Tashfeen Malik, it appears that she may have, under another name, a separate identity, she may have posted some sort of pledge of allegiance to Islamic State, to the head of Islamic State, al-Baghdadi, in the run-up to these attacks. Certainly officials are not steering people away from that conclusion. We also understand that the two may have been trying to destroy some of their sort of electronic footprint before these attacks took place. And of course, these facts, if they turn out to be facts, then that would start to push the investigation, I'm sure, from the FBI's point of view, towards the idea that this was significantly motivated by extremist views, Islamic extremist views.
And it's being reported that they might have pledged allegiance, but no evidence to say that this was directed by IS. That is quite an important distinction, isn't it? But in any case, all very alarming.
Yeah, I mean, bear in mind that there's a concern, certainly in this country, amongst law enforcement officials about what are called lone wolves, people who, in a sense, sort of take up the radical agenda from what they see online, from what they see on the television, that they're not in any sense part of a kind of formal network, but are inspired by what is going on elsewhere. And you've seen actually in the last few days, Islamic State haven't really claimed responsibility for this in the way they did, for example, with the Paris attacks and with the downing of the Russian airliner in Egypt. So that would sort of fit into that explanation if that's what's happening here. And also, I think the evidence that's now emerging about the amount of weaponry, the amount of explosives they had in their homes. I mean, we're talking about pipe bombs, hundreds and hundreds of rounds of ammunition as well, a number of weapons. Does suggest that there was some sort of planning in this process, some sort of organisation, that the idea that it was just some sort of argument at work, I think, is now obviously diminishing in significance.